Welcome to this course on digital marketing. In this series, we're going to build a solid foundation, starting from what digital marketing actually means, moving through the key tools and channels available to you, and understanding how anyone, even a college student, can leverage the internet to promote products and services effectively. Let's get started. Before diving into the content, let's talk about how this course is structured. Every class session is recorded, and those recorded videos are made available for you to revisit anytime. This is especially helpful if you miss a session or want to review a concept. Having access to recordings means you can learn at your own pace alongside the live sessions. To get the best viewing experience during live sessions, here's a quick tip. On your screen, you'll notice a three-dot icon. Click on that, then select Adjust View, and from there, check the Spotlight option. This switches your screen to full screen mode so you can focus entirely on the instructor's shared screen without distractions. If you're joining from a mobile device, the same principle applies. You can adjust your view to go full screen. This makes it much easier to follow along with screen shares, diagrams, and any content the instructor presents during the session. Getting your setup right from the start makes the whole learning experience smoother. So what exactly is digital marketing? At its core, digital marketing is the use of the internet and digital technology to promote and sell products and services. It's a straightforward definition, but it carries a lot of weight. The key shift here is that the internet becomes your primary medium, replacing or supplementing traditional channels like television or radio. To really appreciate why digital marketing matters, consider the contrast with traditional marketing. To run an ad on the radio or television in Nepal, you would need to spend hundreds of thousands of rupees, lakhs. That's a barrier most small businesses and individuals simply cannot overcome. Digital marketing changes that equation entirely. You can pick up your smartphone, create a video about your product, and publish it for free. Digital marketing is a real growing opportunity in Nepal right now. The instructor shares a personal example. As a college student, they started a small business and grew it using digital channels. Platforms like TikTok are being used by everyday people to reach audiences and build businesses. The barrier to entry is genuinely low. All you need is a phone and something valuable to share. However, there is an important word of caution here. As digital marketing has grown, so has the potential for fraud. Some people see others succeeding online and use that to manipulate or deceive newcomers. The instructor specifically flags this. Be aware, verify claims, and don't fall for schemes that promise unrealistic results. We'll cover this in more detail later in the course, but keeping your guard up from day one is essential. Digital marketing isn't just one thing. It's a collection of channels and tools that work together. Think of it as a toolkit. Each tool serves a different purpose, and a skilled digital marketer knows when and how to use each one. Let's walk through the major channels that make up this toolkit, because understanding each one is the foundation of everything else in this course. The first channel is email marketing. This involves sending targeted messages directly to people's email inboxes. Everyone who joins an online platform has an email address. That's your direct line to your audience. Email marketing is one of the most cost-effective channels because it allows personalized, direct communication at scale. Next is search engine marketing, which includes both SEO, search engine optimization, and paid search advertising. When someone types a query into Google or another search engine, search marketing determines whether your content or product shows up in the results. It's about being visible at the exact moment someone is looking for what you offer. Social media marketing is perhaps the most visible channel today. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok allow you to build a following, engage with your audience, and promote your products, often without spending a single rupee. Organic reach through compelling content is one of the most powerful tools available to a digital marketer. Mobile marketing focuses specifically on reaching users through their smartphones. Given how much time people spend on mobile devices, especially in Nepal where mobile internet adoption is rapidly growing, this channel is increasingly important. It includes SMS campaigns, mobile app advertising, and optimizing content for mobile viewing. Finally, video marketing involves creating and distributing video content to engage your audience and promote your brand. This includes everything from scripting your video to editing it to publishing it on platforms like YouTube or TikTok. Video is one of the highest engagement content formats available, and it's a skill this course will help you develop. One quick but important clarification. Digital marketing and online marketing are terms that are often used interchangeably, and for good reason. They refer to the same core idea, using internet-based channels to promote a brand and connect with potential customers. The goal is always to reach your target audience, your potential customers, at scale, efficiently, and measurably. Keep this in mind as we go deeper into each channel. Now let's talk about how to get the most out of your screen while attending these classes. On the platform, you'll notice a 3-dot icon. Clicking that opens up the Adjust View menu. From there, you can find the Spotlight option, and checking that will bring your session into full screen mode, giving you a much cleaner, distraction-free viewing experience. Right here, this is the option you're looking for. Once you check the Spotlight option, your screen expands to fill the entire display. It's a small step, but it makes a big difference, especially when you're trying to focus on learning material. If you're joining the class from a mobile device, the process is just as simple. Look for the full screen symbol on your phone screen. It's usually a small icon with arrows pointing outward in the corners of the video. Tapping that symbol immediately switches you to full screen mode, so you can follow along without any distractions. Here's something really useful to know. Once a class session ends, the recorded video becomes available to you. If you weren't able to attend live, or if you want to review the material, you can expect the recording to be accessible by the following morning. So even if you missed today's session, you'll have it by tomorrow. To access the dashboard and find your recordings, you'll need to log in. You should have already created your username when you registered. Simply enter your username and password in the login fields and click the login button. Once you're in, your dashboard will show all available class recordings. Now let's shift into the actual content, the digital marketing toolkit. Think of a toolkit as the collection of channels and strategies you use to reach your audience. The instructor outlines several key components in this toolkit, and we'll be going through each one in detail throughout this course. These aren't just buzzwords. Each channel represents a real skill you'll develop. The first major channel is SEO, search engine optimization. SEO is what the instructor calls organic marketing. What does that mean exactly? It means you're not paying for your visibility. When someone types a search query, say best bike in Nepal, into Google, the results that appear naturally without being paid advertisements are there because of effective SEO. Here's the key distinction. The paid ads at the top, those businesses are paying Google every time someone clicks. But the organic results below, those websites earned their position through SEO. The instructor's point is that SEO lets you reach potential customers without a direct advertising spend, which is why it's such a powerful and cost-effective tool. The instructor uses a very relatable example here. Imagine you want to find the best bike available in Nepal. You open Google and type in exactly that phrase, best bike in Nepal. That phrase is your keyword. Keywords are the bridge between what a user is looking for and the content that answers their question. Understanding how to target the right keywords is at the heart of SEO strategy. It's worth pausing to understand how this course is structured. The instructor has a clear progression in mind. You start with the fundamentals, understanding what digital marketing is and why it matters. From there, you move into website creation, because your website is the foundation of your online presence. Then you layer on SEO, video marketing, and affiliate marketing on top of that foundation. Website creation is a pivotal step in this roadmap. The instructor specifically mentioned it as the direct next step after covering fundamentals. Your website is where all your other marketing efforts ultimately point. It's your digital home base. SEO, video content, affiliate links, they all work together to drive traffic back to your site. The next major tool in the digital marketing toolkit is video marketing. This is one of the most powerful forms of content today, and the course covers it comprehensively. You'll learn how to write scripts for your videos, how to record and generate video content, and critically, how to edit that footage into a polished, professional final product. Each stage of video production matters. Scripting ensures your message is clear and purposeful before you ever press record. The recording phase is where your content comes to life. Editing is where you shape the raw footage into something engaging and watchable. And publishing is where strategy meets execution, knowing where and when to release your video for maximum impact. The third major channel introduced is affiliate marketing. This is a model where you promote someone else's product or service, and when a customer makes a purchase through your referral, you earn a commission. The instructor has significant personal experience with this. In fact, he was doing affiliate marketing even before he formally started his digital marketing journey in 2019. The instructor's personal history with affiliate marketing is worth noting. He mentions that his digital marketing career officially began in 2019, but he was already practicing affiliate marketing before that point. This tells you something important. Affiliate marketing is often one of the most accessible entry points into the broader world of digital marketing, and it can generate real results even for beginners. Now let's walk through how the student portal works. Once you've created your username and clicked login, entering your credentials brings you straight into your personal student dashboard. This is your central hub. Everything related to your learning journey lives here, from your enrolled courses to your certificates. When you click on My Courses, all the courses you've enrolled in appear right here. Each course you've registered for shows up as its own card, so whatever courses you've signed up for will be neatly listed and accessible from this single location. Inside each course, you'll find the Watch Video option. Today's class becomes available right after it's recorded, then tomorrow's class uploads the next day, the day after that, the following one. Classes roll out progressively as they're completed, so you always have the latest content ready. One of the most reassuring features of this student portal is lifetime access. You never need to worry about videos disappearing or content being deleted. Once you're enrolled, that access is yours permanently. Whenever you want to revisit a lesson, weeks, months, or even years later, it'll be right there waiting for you. Beyond video access, the portal also stores your completion certificate. Once you finish the course, your certificate appears in the portal and you can download it whenever you need it. Similarly, all your payment receipts are stored here, so if you ever need proof of payment or billing records, you can pull those up and download them at any time. The student portal is also actively being developed. In the future, notes and study materials will be added directly to the portal, so you won't need to look elsewhere for supplementary content. And as you take more courses, each new course you enroll in automatically gets added to your dashboard, building your learning library over time. Now, let's shift to understanding how Google search works at a fundamental level. Imagine someone types "best bike in Nepal" into Google. That's a keyword search. The person has a simple intent. They want to find the best bike, and they'll buy whichever one appeals to them. That single phrase triggers an entire results page. Now look at what appears at the top of those results, an organic result. This is a website that ranked there through SEO, search engine optimization, not by paying Google for an ad placement. When the user clicks that result, they land on that website. That's organic marketing in action, earning traffic through relevance and optimization rather than paid promotion. This is exactly why SEO is such a powerful strategy. When a user searches for something and clicks an organic result, that click costs the website owner nothing. Compare that to paid ads, where every click has a price. SEO builds sustainable, free traffic over time, and that's the core reason digital marketers invest heavily in learning and applying it. Next up is affiliate marketing, and this is a topic where the instructor brings real personal experience. He started affiliate marketing even before formally entering digital marketing in 2019. The concept is straightforward. You promote someone else's product or service, and when a purchase happens through your referral link, you earn a commission. No product creation needed on your end. Article marketing is closely related to affiliate marketing. They share the same content-driven foundation. However, article marketing introduces a key distinction. It incorporates semantic content. This means the writing goes deeper into meaning, context, and relevance, rather than just targeting a single keyword. It's also more niche-based, meaning you focus on a specific topic area rather than casting a wide net. The word niche will come up repeatedly throughout this course, so it's worth understanding early. A niche is simply a specific, focused topic area. Instead of writing about everything, you focus on one segment, say fitness for women over 40, or budget travel in Southeast Asia. That focused approach makes your content more targeted and more effective. Here's an exciting update to the course curriculum. The instructor is adding a brand new component to the toolkit, AI marketing, also called AI boosting. Given how rapidly artificial intelligence is trending right now, this addition is timely and highly relevant. The focus will be on how to practically use AI tools to enhance and accelerate your marketing efforts, not just theory, but real application. AI marketing isn't just one thing. It touches multiple areas of digital marketing, from generating content faster to helping identify the right audience, to optimizing campaigns based on data patterns. AI tools can boost your effectiveness across the board. This is why it's being added now. It's no longer optional knowledge. It's becoming a core skill in the industry. Let's take a moment to look at the core benefits of digital marketing from an industry perspective. Digital marketing helps businesses reach the right audience at the right time. That precision is something traditional marketing simply cannot match. It's also cost-effective, meaning you can achieve significant results without the massive budgets that TV or print advertising demands. Perhaps the most powerful advantage over traditional marketing is measurability. In digital marketing, every action is trackable. You can see exactly how many people clicked, how many converted, and what your return on investment was. And because it's scalable, a campaign that works for a small budget can be expanded to reach millions without rebuilding from scratch. That combination of precision and scalability is what makes digital marketing so valuable. Continuing from where we left off, let's talk about how this course is structured going forward. As new classes are added to the Code IT curriculum, they'll automatically appear in your student portal. And here's something important. You get lifetime access. That means you can revisit any video whenever you need to, at your own pace, on your own schedule. On top of that, there's a WhatsApp group available for students. If something isn't clear, you can ask questions there and get support from the community. So between the lifetime video access and the group support, you have multiple ways to keep learning, even after the live sessions end. Now, let's get into one of the most powerful and cost-effective marketing strategies, organic marketing. The idea is straightforward. You set up a website, list your products on it, and then apply SEO, search engine optimization, so that when someone searches for what you're selling, your website shows up naturally in the results. No paid ads required at this stage. Now, whether you rely purely on SEO or combine it with paid advertising really depends on your product's niche. Some markets respond better to organic search, while others benefit from a mix of both. This is something we'll dive into deeply when we cover marketing strategy in a later session, but the core principle here is set up, list, optimize. So what exactly is digital marketing, and why does it matter so much? At its core, digital marketing is about reaching the right audience at the right time, and doing it in a way that's cost-effective, measurable, and scalable. Compare that to traditional marketing methods like billboards or newspaper ads, and digital marketing gives you a fundamentally better return on your investment. The two benefits that stand out most are lower cost and higher return. You don't need a massive budget to reach thousands of potential customers. And because everything is tracked digitally, you can measure exactly what's working and what isn't, something traditional marketing simply cannot offer at the same level. Let's make this concrete with a real example. The instructor recently took on a client, a fridge company based in Bardia, Nepal. The monthly retainer was 3,500 rupees. In exchange for that fee, 3 core services were delivered: creating video content, setting up ad campaigns, and generating leads. These are exactly the kinds of skills you'll be learning in this course. What's worth noting here is that these 3 services, video creation, ad setup, and lead generation, are not advanced or out-of-reach skills. They're learnable, and this course is designed to teach you exactly that. By the end, you should be capable of offering these same services to your own clients. Here's where the digital marketing value proposition really becomes clear. The client invested 3,500 rupees per month. From that investment, over 30 qualified leads were generated. Now, is even a small fraction of those leads, say just 1%, convert into actual sales, the client has already earned back many times what they paid. That's what we mean by a 5 times or greater return on investment. This is the mindset shift that's critical for anyone offering digital marketing services. When a client pays you 3,500 rupees, your responsibility isn't just to run some ads. It's to generate real, measurable business value for them. In this case, that means driving revenue in the range of 5 to 10 lakhs. That's the standard you're working toward. Let's directly compare digital and traditional marketing. With a billboard or a newspaper ad, you put out your message and hope the right person sees it. You can't track who read it, you can't follow up, and you can't adjust your message in real time. With digital marketing, every interaction is recorded: who saw your ad, where they came from, what they clicked, and whether they converted. Think about it this way. In traditional marketing, if a potential customer reads your flyer but doesn't write down your number, that opportunity is gone. You have no way to reconnect. But in digital marketing, the moment someone sees your ad and clicks, you can capture their information, start a conversation, and move them through a sales journey. The students in this very class are a living example of that. You saw an ad, it resonated, and here you are. One of the most powerful features of digital marketing is real-time tracking and optimization. If you launch a campaign and the results aren't coming in as expected, you don't have to wait until the end of the month to fix it. You can see what's happening right now and adjust your targeting, your creative, or your budget on the spot. Your money doesn't go to waste. This is a huge advantage over traditional marketing, where once you've paid for a billboard or a print ad, that money is gone regardless of results. In digital marketing, the feedback loop is tight and fast. You measure, you learn, and you improve continuously. This is what makes it such a powerful tool for businesses of any size. Here's another massive benefit of digital marketing. Your business is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If someone is browsing online at 2 in the morning and discovers your product, they can inquire right then and there. You don't need to be awake. You don't need to keep your shop open. Your digital presence works for you around the clock, even on weekends and holidays. And it's not just about time, it's also about geography. A business in Bardia can reach customers in Kathmandu or even internationally without any additional effort. That global reach is something no local billboard or flyer campaign can replicate. This scalability is what makes digital marketing a game changer for small and medium businesses. The final benefit we'll look at is measurable results. In digital marketing, every stage of the customer journey can be tracked with data. At the top of the funnel, you're measuring awareness, how many people saw your content. In the middle, you're tracking engagement, who clicked, who watched, and at the bottom, you're measuring conversions, who actually became a lead or a customer. This customer journey, from awareness all the way to conversion, is the framework we'll be working with throughout this course. Our job as digital marketers is to understand where a potential customer is in that journey and create the right content or ad to move them to the next stage. We'll be going deep into each of these stages as the course progresses. Picking up from where we left off, one of the key support structures in this course is the WhatsApp group. This isn't just a chat group, it's a lifetime support channel. As long as you stay in the group, you have access to support for as long as you need it. Everyone learns at a different pace, and that's completely fine. The group is there to make sure no one falls behind. The key phrase here is lifetime access. You can watch the course videos whenever you have time, and if something isn't clear, you bring it to the group. The instructor also mentioned that internship opportunities are available after the course. We'll get to those details later. The point is, the learning doesn't stop when the class ends. Now, let's get into the substance. SEO, or search engine optimization, is one of the most fundamental strategies in digital marketing. The instructor used a very practical example. Imagine someone searches Google for a phone under a certain price. The websites that appear at the top didn't get there by accident. They got there because someone did SEO on that product page. This is the core idea. When a potential customer types a query into Google, your product or service should show up. That only happens if you've optimized your website or landing page for the right keywords. And importantly, the instructor pointed out that whether you use SEO or paid advertising depends on your product niche and strategy, something we'll explore in depth during the classes. What important strategic decision every digital marketer faces is whether to invest in SEO or go with paid advertising. The answer isn't one size fits all. It depends on your product niche, your budget, your timeline, and your target audience. SEO is slower but builds long-term visibility. Paid ads give faster results but require ongoing spend. Part of your role as a digital marketer is analyzing which approach fits the situation. Every customer goes through a journey before they buy something. This is called the customer journey, and it's a concept every digital marketer needs to internalize. It starts at the awareness stage. The customer doesn't even know your product exists yet. Then they move into consideration, where they're evaluating options. Finally, they reach conversion. They make a purchase or take a desired action. Your job as a marketer is to guide them through each of these stages. What's important to understand is that the journey doesn't end at conversion. A good digital marketer also thinks about retention, keeping that customer engaged so they come back. The instructor emphasized that understanding where your customer is in this journey at any given moment determines what kind of marketing message or strategy you should be using. This is the foundation of building a sales funnel. A term that came up in the session is lead, and it's worth defining clearly. A lead is a potential customer who has shown interest in your product or service and has shared their contact information with you. For example, when you signed up for this digital marketing course and provided your email address or phone number, you became a lead for that business. That information is what allows the marketer to follow up and move you further down the funnel. So what exactly does a digital marketer do? The instructor outlined 5 core responsibilities. First, increasing brand awareness and product visibility, making sure people know your brand exists. Second, promoting products to a targeted audience, not broadcasting to everyone, but reaching the right people. Third, driving relevant traffic to your website or landing page. Fourth, generating leads and inquiries. And fifth, creating a sales funnel and developing a marketing strategy. These 5 roles form the backbone of the profession. Let's zoom into the first role, brand awareness. The instructor gave a great local example. In Nepal, the moment you hear CG, you instantly think of Chowdhury Group and their products like instant noodles. Internationally, hearing Nike instantly triggers a specific image and feeling. That instant recognition is what brand awareness achieves. As a digital marketer, your job is to build and amplify that recognition for your client's product within their specific niche. Role 3 is about driving relevant traffic. The instructor made a sharp point here. Building a website means nothing if no one visits it. And not just anyone, the right people need to find it. That's why SEO matters. When someone searches for a specific product at a specific price range, your optimized page appears. That's targeted traffic, and it's far more valuable than random visitors who have no intention of buying. The instructor shared a real example to bring lead generation to life. Their team had recently worked with Honda, running lead generation campaigns. They were also in active discussions with a CRM company focused on generating international leads. Lead generation is one of the most in-demand skills in the market right now. Companies across industries are actively looking for marketers who can bring in qualified leads through platforms like LinkedIn, email campaigns, or paid channels. The fifth role, creating a sales funnel and developing strategy, ties everything together. A sales funnel is essentially a structured version of the customer journey. You're not just hoping customers find you, you're deliberately designing each stage of their experience. As a digital marketer, you map out how a stranger becomes aware of a brand, develops interest, considers purchasing, and finally converts. Building this system is one of the most strategic parts of the job. The market opportunity for digital marketers is enormous, both locally and globally. The instructor demonstrated this live by searching LinkedIn and job portals, and the results were striking. Roles like marketing specialist, social media intern, e-commerce sales, and digital marketing manager are being posted constantly. In Nepal, platforms like Kumari Job and Jobs Nepal list hundreds of openings. Internationally, especially in the UAE and Dubai, the demand is even higher. The instructor specifically highlighted the UAE and Dubai market. Many of these roles offer remote work options, meaning you can work for a UAE-based company from Nepal. During the hiring process, employers will ask whether you prefer remote, on-site, or hybrid work. The instructor mentioned that if you can deliver quality work and meet deadlines reliably, international clients will stay with you for years. Some of their own clients have been working with them for 4 to 5 years continuously. For those starting out, freelancing platforms are an excellent entry point. Internationally, Fiverr and Upwork are the most accessible. Fiverr is particularly beginner-friendly. Freelancer.com is another solid option. LinkedIn is powerful, not just for job hunting, but for building your professional brand and attracting clients. In Nepal, there are also local freelancing platforms the instructor will cover in later sessions. The key takeaway, you don't need to wait for a job offer to start earning. One of the most strategic pieces of advice in the session was about niching down. Digital marketing is a broad field. It covers SEO, content creation, lead generation, video production, social media management, and more. Trying to do everything at once, especially when starting out, spreads you too thin. Instead, pick one specific area and become excellent at it. That focused specialization is what makes you attractive to clients, especially international ones. The instructor used a brilliant local analogy to explain niching. Province 1 in Nepal has 14 districts. If you're marketing a product, you don't spread your budget across all 14 districts equally. You identify which district has the highest concentration of your target audience and focus there. The same logic applies to your digital marketing services. Narrow your focus, dominate that space, and then expand. This is how sustainable client relationships are built. So once you have the skills, how do you get your first clients? The instructor laid out a clear progression. Start by building your skills and creating content that adds value in your niche. This is personal branding. Then begin offering small services or pitching to local small businesses. In the early days, you may even want to work for free or as an intern to build your portfolio and case studies. Once you have results to show, getting paid clients becomes much easier. The instructor made a very practical point about working with Nepalese businesses in the early stages. Nepalese entrepreneurs are generally open to giving new talent a chance, especially if you can clearly articulate what results you can deliver and show some kind of proof, even a practice project or a demo case study. That initial track record is what opens doors to paying clients, referrals, and eventually international work. Towards the end of the session, the instructor introduced customer journey mapping, a tool for understanding and designing the full experience a customer has with your brand. It goes beyond just the funnel. For each stage of the journey, you map out what actions the customer takes, what they're feeling emotionally, and where they interact with your brand. Those are called touch points. This framework helps you identify gaps and opportunities in your marketing. What makes journey mapping so powerful is the emotional layer. When you understand how a customer feels at each stage, their frustrations, their excitement, their hesitations, you can craft marketing messages that speak directly to those emotions. Pain points, in particular, are golden opportunities. If your product or service solves a real frustration the customer has, and your marketing communicates that clearly, conversion becomes much more natural. Closely connected to journey mapping is the concept of a buyer persona, sometimes called a buyer avatar. This is a semi-fictional profile of your ideal customer. You give them a name, an age, a profession, a location, and you think deeply about their interests, behaviors, goals, and pain points. It might sound like creative writing, but it's actually a rigorous research exercise that shapes every marketing decision you make. The instructor gives a concrete example using a local clothing shop that sells women's garments. You'd imagine your ideal customer. Maybe she's a 28-year-old woman in Kathmandu who shops online, is price-conscious, and is interested in fashion trends. Understanding her behavior tells you which platforms to use, what kind of content to create, and what offers will resonate. The instructor assigned this as homework: build a buyer persona for a Nepali product or service you're familiar with. Continuing from where we left off, before diving into the curriculum, the instructor took time to hear from every student in the room. And what's striking is just how diverse this group is. You have finance directors, civil engineers, pharmacists, teachers, travel agents, BBA students, and even a freelance AI specialist, all coming together to learn digital marketing. That diversity is actually a strength in a course like this. Some students come with serious professional experience. Navraj is already a finance director and CEO. Shambhu is a sales manager working in Qatar. Achit is a pharmacist looking to expand his skill set. And Himangi is already working at both an email marketing and a social media marketing company while pursuing her master's degree. These aren't beginners in life. They're professionals adding a new tool to their arsenal. Others have very clear career goals. Sajan is a teacher who wants to transition into freelancing through digital marketing. Prahlad is already freelancing with a specialization in AI. Rupak is a photographer and content creator looking to market himself better. And Suresh is a BSc IT student doing an internship at tech school, the very school running this course. Each person has a specific reason for being here, and that makes the learning much more purposeful. When you look across all the introductions, a clear pattern emerges. Most students fall into one of a few categories: those who want to build skills for their existing profession, those who want to start a new career in digital marketing, those who want to freelance, and those who are simply curious about how the digital world works. The instructor acknowledged this diversity and used it as a reason to keep the course interactive, because in digital marketing, communication and engagement are everything. After the student introductions, the instructor introduced himself. His name is Bishal Rai, and he's been working in digital marketing since 2019. Over the last 5 years, he's worked as a WordPress developer and digital marketing strategist across multiple companies and projects. He's trained over 500 students in digital marketing, social media marketing, and WordPress development, and many of those early students are now working at companies or running their own agencies. What the instructor emphasized most about his teaching style is that this is a practical, result-oriented course. It's not about reading slides and memorizing definitions. Students will work on real projects. Every class is recorded, day 1 through day 30 notes are provided, and students can reach out through a WhatsApp group or directly whenever they're confused. The support system is built right into the course structure. The course is structured into 5 interconnected modules, all designed to build on each other. The instructor walked students through the syllabus, available on the codadity.com.np website. He was upfront that some parts of the syllabus are slightly outdated, and that he'd be incorporating 2026 updates directly in class, especially for platforms like Facebook, which have seen significant changes recently. Module 1 covers the fundamentals. This is where students learn what digital marketing actually is, how it differs from traditional marketing, what the major channels are, what career roles exist, and how to understand your target audience through a concept called the buyer persona. This foundational module sets the vocabulary and mental model that everything else builds on. Module 2 is about website creation using WordPress. The instructor made an important point here. This isn't just about building a website. It's about building a website that generates business. Students will analyze whether websites actually convert visitors into customers. Module 3 covers SEO, or search engine optimization. This is where students learn how to get their content to rank on Google, a skill with enormous freelancing and career potential. Module 4 dives into content marketing and analytics, including how to write content for specific businesses, how to use Google Analytics to measure performance, how to run Google Ads, and how to use email marketing effectively. Module 5 covers social media marketing in depth: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube, including both organic and paid strategies. The module wraps up with freelancing: how to create an account, choose a service, and start getting clients. To illustrate how digital marketing works in real life, the instructor gave a simple but powerful example. Imagine you want to buy a phone under 2,500 rupees. You go to Google, you type in your query, and you browse the results, probably 2, 3, or 4 times before actually making a purchase. That repeated browsing behavior is exactly what digital marketers are trying to influence. The results that appear without payment are called organic results, and getting your content there is the goal of SEO. The key insight here is that consumers don't just buy on impulse, especially for anything significant. They research, they compare, they come back. So digital marketing isn't just about showing up once. It's about showing up consistently, at the right moment, with the right message. Organic marketing through SEO is one of the most cost-effective ways to do that over the long term. One of the most important concepts introduced in this first session is the buyer persona. A buyer persona is essentially a detailed profile of your ideal customer. It's not a real person, it's a research-based representation of the type of person most likely to buy your product or service. You map out their demographics, their behaviors, their interests, and their pain points. This becomes the foundation of every marketing decision you make. The instructor made this concrete with a Nike shoes example. If you're selling Nike shoes in Nepal, your buyer persona might be someone aged 18 to 35, living in an urban area, active on social media, interested in sports and fitness, and earning a mid to upper income. Once you've built this profile, you know exactly who to target, and this directly feeds into your Facebook ad targeting, your content strategy, and even your choice of platform. Here's why the buyer persona isn't just an academic exercise. It's directly practical. When you go to run a Facebook ad, the platform asks you to define your audience by age, gender, location, interests, and behaviors. If you haven't done the buyer persona work first, you'll be guessing, and guessing in paid advertising costs money. The persona is what makes your targeting precise and your budget efficient. The instructor took the buyer persona concept even deeper by discussing how context shapes targeting. Location matters. A product that sells well in Kathmandu might not be relevant in a rural area. Age group matters. Instant noodles are mostly loved by younger demographics, so targeting older audiences wastes budget. And cultural sensitivity matters enormously. This is the kind of nuance that separates a good digital marketer from a great one. It's not just about reaching people. It's about reaching the right people with the right message in the right context. The instructor pointed out that these cultural and geographic variables directly affect which products sell where, and understanding this is part of building an effective buyer persona and a winning ad strategy. A common question that came up early was whether students would be learning to build websites through coding or through WordPress. The instructor's answer was clear. WordPress is the chosen platform, and for good reason. Building a website from scratch with custom code can take 2 weeks or more. WordPress lets you build a professional, functional website in a fraction of the time, which means within a 1-month course, you can actually complete a real portfolio piece. The instructor was also careful to address a misconception. WordPress is not just a simple drag-and-drop tool. It's a full ecosystem. Students with technical backgrounds can absolutely use their coding skills within WordPress, but even students with no coding experience can build professional, SEO-optimized, business-ready websites. The goal isn't to become a WordPress developer, it's to understand the WordPress ecosystem well enough to use it as a digital marketing tool. An interesting debate came up during the Q&A portion of the session. One student asked whether using AI to write articles would hurt SEO rankings, a concern they'd heard from others online. The instructor addressed this directly and called it a myth, at least in its absolute form. He said he himself has successfully ranked AI-assisted content on Google. The issue isn't whether AI was used, it's how it was used. The instructor's point is subtle but important. Google's technology is sophisticated enough to evaluate content quality, relevance, and structure. If you take a generic AI output and publish it without editing, yes, it may underperform. But if you craft smart prompts, add your own insights, and structure the content properly for SEO, the origin of the draft doesn't matter. He also mentioned that he's integrated an AI tool into the course's channel resources specifically to help students create better content more efficiently. Before closing the first session, the instructor laid out the practical logistics of the course. Classes run approximately 2 hours each day, typically ending around 9:30 p.m., though practical sessions may run a bit longer. All sessions are recorded and available for review. Day 1 through Day 30 notes are distributed as PDFs via the WhatsApp group. And importantly, every assignment is a real-world task. Students aren't writing essays about marketing, they're actually doing marketing. The course also has a direct pathway to internships. Codedity has partner companies across Nepal, in Kathmandu, Bhaktapur, Lalitpur, Pokhara, Butwal, Itahari, Birgunj, and other cities. Students who perform well on their assignments can be referred to these companies for physical internships. For students outside Nepal, remote internship options exist as well. The assignment performance is literally the selection criteria, so the work students do in class has real career consequences. The instructor wrapped up the first session by summarizing what was covered. Students got a clear picture of what digital marketing is, using the internet to reach the right audience at the right time with the right message at lower cost than traditional methods. They walked through the full 5-module syllabus, were introduced to the buyer persona framework, and got clarity on WordPress and AI tools. The assignment for day 1 is to build a buyer persona. Pick a product, real or hypothetical, and map out your ideal customer. Share it in the WhatsApp group before the next class. So before we dive deeper into digital marketing itself, let's take a step back and understand the business ecosystem it lives in. The instructor makes a really important point here. Whether you're running a service-based business or a product-based business, you need customers. And to reach those customers, you need marketing. That's the foundation everything else builds on. The instructor uses a beauty parlor as a concrete example. You open a shop, but people don't just walk in automatically. You have to market it, and not just generically. You identify what services you offer, who specifically needs those services, and then you market directly to that audience. That's targeted marketing in its simplest form. Marketing at its core is the medium through which you connect your product or service to the people who need it. The instructor breaks it down into 3 essential actions. First, identify who your customer is. Second, create a value offer, something compelling for them. And third, reach those potential buyers through the right channels. Everything in digital marketing flows from this foundation. Now, let's look at the 2 broad categories of marketing. Traditional marketing, which most people are already familiar with, includes things like billboard advertisements, hoarding boards, newspaper ads like those in Gorkapatra, and television commercials. These are the methods businesses have used for decades. Digital marketing is essentially the upgraded, modern version of this, adapted to how people live and consume information today. The key difference isn't just the medium, it's the precision. Traditional marketing reaches a broad audience, but you can't easily target specific people or measure exact results. Digital marketing lets you get specific. You can target by age, location, interest, and behavior. And you can measure exactly how many people saw your ad, clicked it, and converted into customers. Here's a really relatable example the instructor shares from personal experience. When buying something, say from a shop, you don't just walk in and buy. You search online first, maybe 3 or 4 times. You read about it, watch videos, check reviews. Then, if you're still unsure about buying online, you go to the physical store. And if the store owner tries to oversell you, you already know the facts because you researched. That entire online research journey, that is organic marketing at work. This is what makes organic marketing so powerful. The customer comes to you through your website content, your blog posts, your videos, before they even walk into your store or contact you. You didn't pay for that visit. You earned it through the value of your content. That's the essence of organic or content-driven digital marketing. Digital marketing isn't one single thing. It's an ecosystem of different channels, each with its own purpose and strategy. The instructor outlines several key types: SEO for organic search visibility, SEM for paid advertising, social media marketing, content marketing, email marketing, and increasingly AI-powered marketing. Understanding which channel to use and when is what separates a beginner from a true digital marketing expert. Search engine optimization, or SEO, is the practice of getting your website to appear naturally, without paying, in search engine results. When someone searches for a product or service you offer, good SEO means your website shows up at the top. This is what the instructor calls organic marketing. It takes time and consistent content creation, but the traffic you earn is free and often highly trustworthy to the customer. Search engine marketing, or SEM, is paid marketing. You pay a platform to show your advertisement to a targeted audience. The instructor lists the major platforms here: Google Ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, LinkedIn ads, Pinterest, and Reddit, among others. The advantage of paid marketing is speed. You can reach thousands of people immediately. The trade-off is that it costs money, and results stop the moment you stop paying. Social media marketing involves using platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, and Pinterest to build your brand, engage with your audience, and promote your products or services. Each platform has its own strengths and audience type. The instructor emphasizes that understanding which platform your target customers use most is critical to building an effective social media strategy. Content marketing is about creating and distributing valuable content, blogs, videos, infographics, social media posts that attracts and retains your target audience. But here's the key insight the instructor shares. You can't just create any content. You first need to analyze the client's business model. What kind of business is it? Who is the audience? What type of content resonates with them? Only after that analysis can you build a content strategy that actually works. One of the most exciting additions to this course is AI in digital marketing. The instructor explains that AI is transforming how marketers work. You can now automate tasks, create realistic human avatars for video content, and even send personalized messages to hundreds of people with a single click. Tools like ChatGPT are already being used extensively, and the course will cover AI creation tools, niche generators, and automation workflows. To make this concrete, the instructor gives a real example. Imagine you have 50 or 60 students in a class. With the right automation setup, you can send each one a personalized message, or even make calls to all of them simultaneously with different voices, all with one click. That's the power of AI-driven marketing automation, and it's not science fiction. It's available right now. The course will cover a range of AI tools relevant to digital marketing: ChatGPT for research and content creation, AI-generated human avatars for video marketing, niche content generators, prompt engineering techniques, and full marketing automation pipelines. The instructor is clear. You don't need to know coding to get started, but understanding the basics of how these tools connect will make you significantly more effective as a digital marketer. The instructor makes an important nuance here. AI is powerful, but it doesn't replace everything. For industries like clothing or e-commerce, AI automation works very well. But for something like travel or hospitality, customers still need real human interaction and trust. You need to show the actual experience, the real destination, the personal connection. A digital marketer needs to know when to lean on AI and when to lead with authentic human engagement. Moving into the practical project for today's session, students are working on 3 connected tasks. First, understanding what a buyer persona is, who exactly is your ideal customer. Second, how to build a return marketing strategy. How do you bring customers back? And third, applying all of this specifically to Nepali services and products. The assignment asks students to pick any product they choose, imagine the target audience, and build out these frameworks. For the assignment, students don't need to be running an actual business right now. The instructor says, assume, imagine, create a rough idea. Pick a random product, imagine who would buy it, define that buyer persona, and sketch out a strategy. When you work with real businesses later, you'll do proper data analysis, but practicing the thinking process now is exactly how you build the skill. One of the most common questions students have after learning digital marketing is, okay, now what? What roles exist? The instructor outlines several career paths: SEO specialist, paid ads manager, social media manager, content strategist, digital marketing consultant, or even starting your own freelance practice or agency. The course will also cover the global landscape and the Nepali market specifically, including the instructor's own 5 years of experience, both the highs and the challenges. Let's talk about traditional marketing, the kind most people are already familiar with. Think billboards on the highway, advertisements in newspapers like Gorkapatra, radio spots, TV commercials, pamphlets, and visiting cards. These are all forms of traditional marketing, and yes, many of them are still being used today. They still work in certain contexts. But the real question is, are they the right fit for small businesses and startup entrepreneurs? Here's where the problems start. Traditional marketing comes with 4 major challenges. First, the cost is extremely high. If you want to run a TV commercial, you need a script, a model, a production crew, and airtime. That alone can cost you lakhs of rupees. For a small business or a startup, that kind of marketing budget simply doesn't exist. The audience is also limited. Imagine you're driving from Kathmandu to Pokhara and you spot a billboard. You read it, maybe you're interested, but by the time you want to take action, you've already passed it and can't remember the phone number. There's no way to act immediately. That's a fundamental weakness of traditional marketing. It sees you, but it can't convert you on the spot. And perhaps the biggest problem of all, you cannot measure results. Did your customer come because they saw your billboard, heard your radio ad, read the newspaper? You have absolutely no way to know. Without measurement, you can't optimize, you can't improve, and you can't make smart decisions with your budget. That's why traditional marketing, while still alive, is not the right starting point for today's small business owner. So now that we understand the problems with traditional marketing, the solution becomes clear: digital marketing. The instructor defines it simply. Digital marketing is the use of the internet and digital technology to promote and sell products and services. That's it. It's simple, it's accessible, and most importantly, it solves every single problem that traditional marketing couldn't. Low cost, wide reach, measurable results, and the ability to take immediate action. For small business owners, independent entrepreneurs, and startup founders who are just getting started, digital marketing is the path forward. You don't need a massive budget. You can start small, test what works, measure the results, and scale up. This is the ecosystem that levels the playing field and gives every entrepreneur a real shot at growing their business. Moving into one of the most powerful tools in digital marketing, content marketing. Content marketing isn't just about creating content randomly. It's about understanding what type of content works best for a specific business. Different businesses need different kinds of content, and as a digital marketer, your job is to analyze the business model first and then decide what content strategy will deliver the best results. The process looks like this. You start by analyzing the business. What does it sell? Who is the customer? What problem does it solve? Once you understand the business model deeply, you can identify the right content type. Maybe it's blog posts, maybe it's short videos, maybe it's infographics. The key insight here is that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to content marketing. The right content depends entirely on the business you're working with. The next tool in the digital marketing toolkit is email marketing. And here's something interesting. Everyone already has an email address. That means the infrastructure is already there. Email marketing is one of the most direct and personal ways to reach your audience. Unlike social media, where your post might get lost in a feed, an email lands directly in someone's inbox. It's a powerful channel that, when done right, can drive significant engagement and revenue. What makes email marketing so effective is its combination of personalization and measurability. You can address your subscriber by name, send them content relevant to their interests, and track exactly who opened the email, who clicked a link, and who made a purchase. Every metric is visible. This is the complete opposite of putting up a billboard and hoping someone remembers your phone number. Email marketing gives you data, and data gives you power to improve. Let's bring it all together. Traditional marketing, billboards, TV, radio, newspapers, is costly, hard to measure, and limits your audience. For small businesses and startups, it's simply not the right starting point. Digital marketing solves all of that. It's affordable, measurable, and scalable. Within digital marketing, content marketing helps you speak the right language to the right audience. And email marketing gives you a direct, personal, and trackable line to your customers. These are the foundations every modern entrepreneur needs to build upon.